Streaming cyberspace into your place. From the Nashville Fairgrounds, it's the Virtual Grip Network's live as it happens, 6-round coverage of the Red Light Racing League Scrambler Series. It's going to be season 21. For Chris Hammett, a 7th to start the season was unimpressive. But since his season debut, Hammett has been on fire. Consecutive runner-up finishes at Darlington, Charlotte, and Lime Rock were just the prelude to what was going to come, and it came last week. The Nashville Speedway, well, delivered Hammett his first win of the season, jumping him 5 rungs on the points ladder, locking him into the playoffs, and having him now just sitting in second, a few markers behind Max Theriault. The Xfinity cars are back. The last time they raced, Theriault won. So pull the lever on the Lazy Boy and settle for the excitement of simulated Xfinity cars on a short track, a warm Music City. Hello and welcome on this Monday night, March 2nd, 2026. It's Josh Granny Hips Buckley joining yours truly, Bill Soupson, high up in the VGN broadcast booth to bring you our Words Eye View. Replay Ryan Seneker is not turning the knobs tonight because it's the boss man, Lowell Jewell. A little force of habit there as I'm not paying attention. Who I do know sitting next to me in the booth is a man that put in some practice time with these boys last night. He's got a real understanding of what's going on. G Hips, how's the feel out there?
This one's going to be an interesting one. These guys are going to be on the wheel on this thing all night. This car is a complete handful in both ways. It is really tight entering the corner, trying not to drift up the middle of the corner. You have to get the throttle down to get the car to rotate to exit the corner, but you got to have throttle control because these things will rip out right from under you. So it's going to be everybody has their hands on that wheel and very careful on that gas pedal tonight.
You got it. Let's take a quick look at the points here as we get ready for round number 6. Now, really what's important because of the race package here, the rules package, what's really important is drivers who have wins. Theriault has a win. Hammett has a win. You go down there, Mitchell and Single. So they've locked themselves in. The top 12 will go into the playoffs. So really your attention's got to turn all the way down to James Bone Skeldon. He's sitting on the bubble right now in 12th, just a few markers back. Tony Strano. So we're going to keep an eye. That's something to watch. Strano's only 2 points back in the points to see who gets in there. Also, Tim Combs on the outside looking in. Luke Logan Allen, Kid Lemon Lime, well, he's sitting there in 11th in pretty good shape, but not safe yet. So as the season progresses, we'll keep watching. Not so much who's on top, but who's around that cut line. Glad you are with us. Beautiful night here in Tennessee. Qualifying is, I think, completed now. We got a nice full field. 19 drivers showing up tonight. So what do you think the tire situation is going to be like, Josh?
Well, as a driver in the car, you feel like you're destroying those tires, especially the rear ones. And when you come into pit road, it's going to surprise you a little bit when you get your tire wear. It's really not as bad as it seems. However, again, as in the car, especially if you really make these tires angry, you can try to really attack these corners, but you can, if you make those tires slide and slide up the track a little bit, you're going to be holding on for dear life for a few laps.
On schedule, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we're going 130 laps tonight. Is that correct?
125.
125. So boogie time will be at lap number 116. You don't want to miss that. Make sure you got your dancing shoes on when we get there, because that's when these guys will have to start racing for real. Can they go the distance on fuel, or do they have to stop?
There will be at least one stop, depending on what the tire strategies are here. You can go probably about 67 laps on the tank.
Okay, got it. So it's close. There's not going to be a big window here. Let's go ahead and run down your starting order for you. Now, we talked about James Bone Skeldon. He's sitting right below that bubble, right on the bubble. Well, he's on the pole tonight, so that's good for him. Chris Hammett, who has coming off that win last week, will be starting outside of him. How about row 2?
Starting the third is going to be Zach Mitchell, and to his outside is Max Theriault.
John Bloop Single has a win. He'll be starting in 5th. Papa Kenny Allen. Good to see both of the Allen guys racing with us today, dad and son. Kenny will be starting in 6th.
And in 7th, you're going to have son Luke Logan Allen, and to his outside, Jeffrey Souza.
In 9th position, it's Ethan the Mountain Troutman. Connor Blasco, always fun to watch. He'll be starting outside of row 5.
And 11th is going to be Trent Potter, and 12th, Devin Visna.
In the Baker's Dozen spot, it's Ryan Aldani with Jeff Lemire in 14th.
15th is going to be Tony Strano, and to his outside is going to be Bill Benedict.
Jason Wells starting in 17th. Tim Combs back in 18th. And then the last car out there, Bruce Potter. Spotlighted driver tonight will be Connor Blasco. He'll start in 10th. He's always exciting to watch himself work his way through the field. Simon and Poindexter have put the number, oh my goodness, they are very optimistic here. Put it at 5.5 for Blasco. My gosh, they are Blasco fans. Partner, bet the under if you think Connor will go in the top 5. Bet the over 6th or worse.
Ooh, this one's a rough one. You know what? I'm going to give some confidence, and I think he'll finish in the top 5.
We have been doing that of late. And my partner's been hidden. Trying to stay positive here on the BGN broadcast booth. The perfectly mesmerizing Josie Kirkland. Somehow still behind the wheel of the pace car. Even though she's a heartbreaker. James Skeldon on pole, remember, looking for a good finish. Drivers looking for a win. We've had 5 races, 4 different winners. If you win, you're into the chase, and that's what it's all about. When we get to the playoff system, the slate is wiped clean. Everybody starts dead even, and that's when the fun really begins. Glad you are with us here tonight. Last week we were in Tennessee. This week we are in Tennessee. Super Speedway, now we're on the short track. You know what to do. We wait, we wait, we wait, we wait. Gather up the chickens, take cover on the down. The horses are out of the barn, and it is indeed James Bone Skelton leading the stampede down into the first corner. Chris Hammett on the outside in the number 6 trying to secure that spot. Good momentum. Now he pulls in front of Zach Mitchell. A battle back there for 4th position. Stuck on the outside. Points leader Max Terrio. Working the low side is the 11 of Sean Single. They get that sorted out. Single file now for most of the field.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be the easiest thing to do right now, especially with these cars being as sketchy as they are. You want to get some heat in the tires so you can really try to get a little bit of better grip when you have under a throttle exiting the corner.
Let's look back at the battle for 10th. That's Troutman on the inside. Blasco, our spotlighted driver, trying to make the outside line work. So far, the outside line has not been. Look at the momentum, though, from the top side. Making the commentator a liar is Connor Blasco. You are clear, and he cuts down in front of the 62. Now stuck out there is Trent Potter. There is room for Potter to duck in if he wants to in front of Visna. Devin says, no, I'm going to stay right here. And Potter's going to try to make the top work as he kind of work around the top side of Ethan Mount Trumpet. Again, the outside line really works, partner.
Yeah, it's basically exactly that is what you're able to do is if you get to the outside of that car, especially on exit, that car wants to keep drifting up the track on the inside, so he cannot throttle up as much as you can on the outside, and you see they're taking advantage of it.
Really going high is Visna now up on top. They get a great run off. This is a good battle going on back here for 10th spot. Visna on the outside, and again, Troutman gets beat, pinned to the inside. So there you have it. Outside line seems to be the way to go.
Yeah, right now it's actually working a lot better than it was last night, that's for sure. But we've seen 3 cars that can take it. You see Ethan go back to the inside of Devin to try to get it on the bottom again.
You're not missing anything up front. They are racing in single file. Here's where the action. Oh, as they go by, look at all those single file. There's the 2. First time to go too wide. Again, the outside line works for Visna. He prevails. We go a little farther back. Again, the top side is Oldani. He's got James Weld pinned underneath. Tony Strano, remember, who sits right there on the bubble in the close to getting into the playoff system. He's racing back right now in 16th spot. Look
See
at
the
the
leaders
battle
on
up
those
front.
tail
Yep.
here.
We've raced 9 laps, 8 of them have been led by Skelton. He's looking to lead the 9th one, coming out of corner number 3 now. Not a whole lot of big movers. Nobody up more than 1 position other than Jason Wells, who's up 3.
And right now, there's going to be a lot of pressure for James because he has put himself under a lot of pressure with this race. He, qualified well for once, where he's been messing that up pretty much most of the season. He's running well, which is always a plus for him. The thing is he's got to finish this one off today.
Has been the story of his season. Let's look back at a battle back here for 16th position. This is Jeff Lemire. I think he's going to get the best. He was working on the outside of Bill Benedict. Benedict drops down now. Bill well down in the pack. Surprising to see him quite so far back.
Yeah, this can definitely, like I said, this car is definitely a handful, and it might not be the best for some people. I was definitely one of those last night. I haven't been in this car for a while, so getting back into it, I had people driving away from me. But it's really interesting to see how well the higher line is working tonight, so I want to see if that goes throughout a tire run or if that's going to change.
The blue car on the top side is Aldani, the yellow car on the bottom is Wells. Let's call it citrus flavor just in case it's green. Wells gets the best of that one. Now up 4 spots. He's the guy on the move. Was he sandbagging or did he just not get in a good qualifying run? Director, let's go a little bit farther. Trent Potter and Connor Blasco going at it. Blasco up top in the Bush machine.
Yeah, this one's going to be the curious one to see if the outside's really going to prevail. Yeah. If Trent's going to be able to get this on the bottom.
Boy, they are close. And I'm telling you, racing that outside line that Blasco wants is Sousa. He's racing it by choice. There's no one underneath him. Potter, perhaps maybe the first one I've witnessed live getting it done on the inside. Move the 18 up 1 spot.
Yeah, I think what Trent did there is he was really able to center the corner, and you see in the middle of the corner, he'll drift up a little bit and then arc back down. And what he does is he just has his foot on the gas pedal just barely to help that car rotate in the middle on the bottom there and just help him get a launch past Connor there.
Out there, and of course I called it the Xfinity car when we launched here. It is the O'Reilly car, I think, if I want to be politically correct. Nice battle for second. Hammett being pestered by Zach Mitchell. Hammett in the 6th. Mitchell in the 8th. Watching on in the 11th is Sean Single.
Yeah, I think these guys in the top 5 right now are just kind of ride, get their momentum, just stay, keep the lap times consistent, don't make any mistakes, don't heat up the tires, and just log laps.
Well, you mentioned about the top 5. Let's check in on the driver in 6th. He's doing his best to join the party up front, and that's Papa Ken Allen. Qualified 6th, racing right where he put in that qualifying time. He's doing his best to see if he can run down Sean Single. Yeah,
he's another guy that just needs to try to have a consistent race. He's always seemed to run into some sort of issue and just really hurts his finishing position. So hopefully he can have a good one tonight.
We saw Trent Potter get around Blasco earlier. He just got around the number 4 of Jeffrey Sousa. So Potter on the move. Next on his list is Luke Logan Allen. Kid Lemon Lime racing in 7th. Way up ahead of him is his dad, Ken.
Yeah, I'm just watching the line that Trent's running compared to anybody else I'm really looking at. I think he's the only one that really goes to the bottom on entry of that corner there.
That's the 7 of Devin Visna on the top side. Ethan the Mountain Troutman leading that group of 3. Watching on is Jason Wells. Remember, Wells has picked up all sorts of positions. Oh, he had visions of getting underneath Visna, who had visions of getting underneath Troutman. They got it worked out, but it took my breath away there for a minute.
Yeah, it looked like Troutman may have gotten a little tight on entry there and just drifted up a little more than he wanted to, and Devin was trying to poke his nose under there.
Let's stay on this battle for a minute. I think it's the best one on track. And, of course, Wells has already worked his way up through 4 cars. He is our big mover. We've seen Trent Potter do it as well.
Yeah, you just saw Wells. Yeah, you just saw Wells with the tail of that come swinging out there, almost clipped the wall. He was able to save it, but he definitely, as you see, lost some time to business.
Well, the 2 guys that have been working, we'll leave this one. We'll go to the other guy who's putting on the show. This is Trent Potter, racing in 8th. Now, he's come up on the back of Kid Lemon Lime. Luke Logan Allen, the youngster. Potter up 3, Wells up 4. And honestly, those are the only drivers up anything at all. Bruce Potter is up a position. Everybody else racing exactly where they started. Passing is at a premium.
Yeah, absolutely. As you start to wear with this, it's just going to get tighter and tighter, and then it's going to get snap loose on the exit of the corners here. So everyone's just trying to hold on, make sure they're not putting too much wheel in when they put the throttle down. It's going to be a fun night for these guys.
You know, it's single file right now, and you might think there's not a whole lot to watch, but there's a lot to talk about. We look at this battle going on. There he goes. Trent Potter goes in there, and one of the things I want to talk about is Mitchell up front. Just made a move, moves into second. He got around Hammett. Let me set the table for you. Stick with me on this, Director. I'm going to run you through. So, let's go up front. You got James Bone Skelton. He's really having it his own way. He has left these guys behind. Now, there's a nice battle for second. Hammett just lost it, and Zach Mitchell is on the move. So we'll see if Mitchell can run down Skelton. And wait a minute, we have a caution. Is it Devin Visna involved in it?
Yeah, Visna looks pretty beat up. That might be the end of his night.
Self-spin, nosed it into the inside wall, all by himself. As far as I could tell.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That car just snapping loose, probably a little too much throttle on exit there. Felt good for a second, and then it just went around, and there was no saving it.
All right, get ready in pit lane. They're all coming.
This is going to change everything, too, because we are not in the pit window, so we will see one more stop by the end of this race.
Not a single brave soul stays out. Now it's just a matter of hitting your box cleanly.
This is where Skelton needs to not have a mistake. This has been haunting him all season, so he just does not need a mistake here.
Read my mind. He gets a good stop. He was first in. He's first out. Mitchell was second in. He's second out. Hammett was third in. He's third out. Terrio comes out. Sean Single comes out in the same position he was racing in. Papa Kenny Allen comes out next. Trent Potter is up. Glasgow. Kid Lemon Lime. You know what? Let me correct myself. I was talking that Ken Allen got a good start. He did not. He actually lost a lot of positions on pit lane. He was racing in 6th. He's going to be in 9th right now, so not the stop he wanted. Not sure why it was so long. I look at his numbers. They weren't hideously worse than anybody else. Well, 36 seconds in the box for him compared to about 33 for everybody else. I guess 3 seconds, that's going to cost you about 3 spots.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe you got some damage you felt like you needed to fix. Maybe getting a little sideways and just slapping the outside wall. Not really sure.
Okay, help me out with the rules on the restart. First of all, is it leader's choice or is he pinned to the inside?
Leader choice on his lane choice, and then it's also on the leader to go in the restart zone.
Okay. Skelton's going to choose the inside, so he's in control of the field. The pace car is off. We wait. He does get the jump we expected. Mitchell outside. Let's see if he challenges for the position or tucks in. He's going to have to tuck in. Hammett easily into third. Now up on top. That's Terrio, who already has 2 wins this season. Single with a single win this season. Down below. The battle for fourth.
I'm really surprised that
outside line prevails.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Zach didn't try to put his nose to Skelton on that outside to see if that outside would prevail once again. He was close enough, I thought. He just needed to get back into the throttle a little bit, but he just decided to foul right in behind him.
The driver to watch will be Trent Potter. He's in 7th. Got Kid Lemon Lime in front of him. Luke Logan Allen.
Oh, we got a spinner in the back there. I think it's Ken Allen. I don't know if it's going to bring out a caution, but he hit that wall hard.
Yep. Lost it coming out of 2 all by himself. And then he drops the 49, and Luke Logan, Kid Lemon Lime, Daddy's done for the night.
Yeah, that car looked pretty destroyed. That is a hard hit to the inside wall there.
Car stays pointing in the right direction. Pass for the lead. Let's go up front. Taking a peek is the number 8 of Mitchell. He spies, he tries, but Skelton denies. The 42 of Terrio seen a little farther back doing some creative racing lines. There's the 64. James Wells up 7 spots.
Now this is one where I think Max is just going to have one of those quiet nights. He might not get to the front, but he's definitely going to be around that front some point, as long as he doesn't have any bad luck.
42 at Terrio working on the back of Hammett.
Yeah, I see Terrio got a little tight there. He went drifting up the track. I don't know if he had to catch the car.
Yeah, let's watch this a minute because I've seen it before. I don't know if it's his lane of choice. It looks to me like the cars just won't stay down on. Let's watch again and see if it's a different line this time. Yeah, it's a little more traditional.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to use that arc where they drift a little bit up in the middle and then come back down on exit to try to cut it off a little bit and get a good straight run because of how snap loose these rear ends are.
Let's look at the 11 of Sean Single. He is struggling right now. He is just tempting the youngster, Luke Logan Allen, looking to find his way in there. And what that has done is brought Trent Potter into the mix. Trent is hungry. I don't know if he's going to wait for Luke to make the move. Now the 11 of Single does a real good job. Boy, he picks up the pace, and now he runs right back on the back of Terrio and Hammett. Great battle. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th.
I don't know if I saw a little bit of a wiggle out of Hammett and Max had to lift to miss him. I'm not sure what happened there, but all of a sudden there's a big gap.
From what I'm watching is it's almost like they're so easy to make a mistake. The guy you're chasing will make a mistake, leave the door open for you, and then you go.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be very easy for these cars.
So you can probably see at the top of your screen right there, you can see the leaders. They're close. They're nose to tail. We'll keep an eye on them. That's Skelton and Mitchell. But right now, the battle is back here. I hate to use the phrase cork in the bottle because it's just, I don't like it, but I want to get out the bottle opener. Do a little pop here. Because I think the champagne is ready to be poured. Terrio, Single, Allen, and Potter, all very effervescent. And I think what this is doing, our spotlighted driver, I think is ready to get in there. We're talking about Blasco. He's leading a 3-car train. Blasco, Souza, and the man on the move, Jason Wells. They are coming.
As you see, Potter go to the inside of a loop there.
You waited too long, kid. The 18 couldn't wait. Now let's see if the momentum on the top side works. Look at Allen pin Potter down, and it's going to pay off. Let's see if he can do it through 3 and 4. I've seen Potter really drift up from occasion. Do it one more time. Allen not giving up that spot. Good drive off of 4.
Yeah, he's doing a good job, but you saw that rear end slide out just a little bit on the high side there. Trent's going to get another run at this one.
Side by side, 31 of Allen, and then Potter down. Won't let him come up. A lot of trust.
Yeah, as you see, Luke gets a little sideways again coming out of the corner that time. He's really wheeling it to try to keep Trent back there.
This is music to the ears of Blasco, Sousa, and Wells as they continue to come. Not missing anything up front. This is where the action is. What is this about the, I'm going to say, the 4th lap? They've been side by side now. It can't be doing either of these guys' tire equity any good.
Oh, absolutely not at all. But both of these guys are probably like, you know, just let me go, and, you know, just move on with it. But I definitely think Trent's got the speed. He just needs to clear Luke here. As you see now, Trent's going to have the nose going in, but Luke's going to send it in hard, as Trent does too. He drifts up just a little.
A lot of trucks going on here. And sure enough,
yeah, you see Trent get a little sideways.
Yep.
That's the thing when you're trying to really charge the corner, is the rear tires will actually start to lose grip and the rear will slide up the track, and you got to try to catch it.
This is the best that Potter has been so far. That's the almost had him cleared through 3 and 4. Let's see if the kid can get a run on the top.
This is some great racing by the two of these.
We call it the popcorn. Let's go on board. Let's ride on board with Blasco, if we could, director. Car number 95. Can we do that? See what it looks like from his point of view. We call it the popcorn position because he has the best view of the race. There we go. This is fun.
Yeah, there's going to come a point with this here. Connor is going to if he starts getting really close to these guys, he'll start getting impatient too, and he'll be starting to play the someone pick a lane and which one prevails and just let's go.
Partner, if you had to guess, I think they're both paying a price with tire wear. My experience is the inside line pays a little more. Do you think that's the case or not?
The way you're watching Luke's rear end, look at Luke's rear end sliding out like that. It looks like it's kind of pitching out. I think Luke's really got some throttle on it to keep that car rotating. I'd be a little concerned with that in the long run, unless you get a caution here.
And he got it. He fought him off. Now let's see if he closes the door in front of the 18. He doesn't know how. I don't even know if he wanted to go down there as if he could keep it down there. So he leaves the door open for the 18. I think both these guys have made themselves easy prey for the 95 when he gets there of Blasco. Because Blasco's just been driving comfortably.
Yeah, you definitely don't see Trent on the bottom there really, you know, sliding the rears as much as Luke is. So maybe in time, you know, Trent will get another look at him and try to go again. As you see Luke get a little sideways there. That's a good save.
Back at him. There are other cars on the track. We realize this, but this is too good to get away from.
These guys can't get away from each other. It's really entertaining, though.
Now, Blasco's at the bank, and he has to decide which bank teller is going to be faster. Which one of the customers in front of him needs to have a check cash, and he's just making a deposit. Pick your line.
Yeah, I don't know if Trent's trying to drive it harder or if he's just starting to have enough of being stuck on the outside and is trying to drift it up a little bit to push Luke up the track. As we see an issue with Hammett here.
Hammett has had a problem. He was in a battle. He just got loose on the front straightaway right in front of Terrio. And loses spots to Terrio and Single.
Yeah, you've heard, if you watch like NASCAR and all of them talk about stuff before, sometimes they'll talk about how you need to drive like you have an egg under your throttle pedal. This car tonight is exactly that.
Okay, well, son may get a little help from dad, and I'm talking about the Potter family. because Trent Potter and Luke Logan Allen are coming up on the back of Bruce Potter, the 59.
I think they might have touched there.
Oh, and they bang again. Trent gets the best of it now. Now Kid Lemon Lime stuck on the outside. Here comes Blasco underneath.
Now, this is where I'm curious to see if it's really gotten to Luke's tires there, if he's going to start fading, or is he going to be able to hold on to it here.
Indeed. The lap car is Bruce Potter. I thought that would be an issue. And sure enough, what we thought, Blasco's going to get the best of Luke Logan Allen now. And don't be surprised if Souza and Jason Wells, who's charged through the field, has stalled a little bit, also doesn't get the best. Oh, a little bit of a wall there for Souza, huh?
Yeah, you saw Luke wiggle, and I think he tried to react to it and clip the wall himself.
Okay, well, hopefully that'll settle down a little bit. We can focus on some of the other cars. Our contract calls for us to put the camera on the leader every so often. So, Director, let's make sure we fulfill our contractual obligations. There's your race leader. We've raced 68 laps. He's led all of them.
I think I just saw him hit the outside wall there.
James Skelton. Zach Mitchell stalking him. I think everyone's suffering from tire wear. Let's drop back a little bit. We'll look at the battle for third. Terrio under attack from single. Both these guys have wins this season, so they're locked into the... What are we going to call it? We're going to call it the playoffs? Is that what we're calling it? The postseason? What are we calling it?
We'll call it the playoffs. As you see Sean Single really slide into that corner. He went up the track.
Drop back to fifth. Hammett with a win last week, all both locked into the playoffs. And then here comes Trent Potter. He has left the nonsense behind him of Blasco and Souza and Luke Logan Allen.
Yeah, and he's really driven away after getting by Luke, so I'm curious if he's going to have something for these guys if we stay green here.
So then let's back in and check on the guys we were watching. Blasco also got by. I think he's on his way up. Blasco is racing in 7th. Souza was able to get around Luke Logan Allen, so Souza up in the 8th. Here's our next battle to watch. I don't know how long Kid Lemon Lime is going to be able to hold off Jason Wells. Wells in that fluorescent citrus-flavored machine. He's coming.
Yeah, you're continuing to see Luke. The car gets a little sideways coming off the corner, and he has to catch it like you see there, that wiggle coming down the backstretch there.
Then we go back to 11th position. Two drivers that I call a lot on Thursday nights when you race. This is Bill Benedict. And behind him, Ethan the Mountain Troutman. Now we look at this battle a little farther up.
Yeah, Potter goes right by Hammett there. He was probably hoping that Hammett was just going to let him go and didn't pull another Luke with that. As you see Luke Allen on pit road right now. He's screaming for fresh tires, I'm sure.
He just had too much fun.
Well, you're at the point now, you should be able to make it from here on fuel. So take the fresh tires now and try to use them to your advantage. I know tire wear doesn't seem like a lot percentage-wise when you're looking at your tires after you run on them. But I'll tell you this, when they are on the track, the guys that do not have fresh tires, these guys with tires will be coming.
Just to drill down on that, you can go the distance from here with the stop. They'll need one more stop before, right?
Anybody who has not pit now will need a stop. But where Luke just pit, I'm saying he should be good to
go. Got it. So we'll keep that in mind. Jeff Lemire thinking the same thing. He's come in. So what we'll do now, go ahead.
No, right now the tires can be used as a premium, or people might use it and try to get it out before other people pit. and use those fresh tire laps to really gain time on the guys that had in front of them and see if they can pass them while they're on pit road.
We'll monitor the guys as they pit in. Sousa has decided to try it. What we'll do is focus on the leaders of all the cars who have pitted, because basically that's your real leader in the race until everyone comes in. So Sousa comes in. We expect him to come out ahead of Kid Lemon Lime and Visna, who have pitted as well. Who will be next? Wenda Skelton. That has been his Achilles heel, the pit stop.
Not only that, it's pitting under green. At this track, pit entry is not very big, and you really got to crank that wheel left and make sure you got it wound down enough to make that little turn, or else you either miss it completely, or even worse, you hit that little wall in between.
Okay.
And we got a car.
Susan, oh my goodness, this is really going to thicken the plot. Luke Logan Allen got out ahead of Sousa. We're looking at the replay of the yellow.
Yep, that same thing again. Just Bruce Potter coming out of the corner, maybe just a little too much wheel in it, and that thing snaps around on you.
Okay, Luke Logan Allen is a lap down. But the leader of all the cars who pitted, he'll get his lap back, but I don't think he'll be able to get around the guys who are on the lead lap. The top 13 are on the lead lap. And here they come. Now, I'll be honest with you, there's nothing less exciting than watching iRacing cars in the pit box. But when you're dealing with James Skelton, and who's going to beat him out? It's going to be close. Skelton, oh, he's going to be just fast enough to get out in front of Zach Mitchell. It was indeed close. Terrio in third. Trent Potter, well, he's put himself on the outside of row 2. Single's been up there all race. Our spotlighted driver, Connor Blasco. Simon and Poindexter in those smoke-filled back rooms of Las Vegas put the number at 5.5. Are they good or what? Blasco races in 6th.
So it'll make me look better if he gets one more spot.
Indeed. Hammond, after having that on-track little catch, is down in 7th. And bless his heart, Jason Wells started in 17th, is up to 8th. Rounding out your top 10, Ethan the Mountain Troutman and Bill Benedict. Remember, we were looking at Troutman and Benedict. They're going to capitalize on a little bit, as they're going to be able to vulture some spots from the guys who made those pit stops a little earlier. And that was quite a while ago. Luke Logan Allen was 10 laps when he came in for a stop. Bad timing for some of those guys for those. And it really would have paid off for them too, because they would have been able to run some really fast lap times, and the positions that were so hard to get on the track, they could have got because of a tire advantage. All right, we are working lap number 86. Let's turn our attention to James Bones Skelton. Can he get a good start? He's in control. He's got Mitchell on the outside. They've done it before. Mitchell wasn't able to get him last time. He's not able to get him this time. In fact, a little bit of a wiggle from the 8.
Yeah, that's probably tire spin with those cold tires right there.
Oh, the 11 came up. Single gave a little bit of a racing suggestion to Trent Potter. Moved him to the outside. And here comes Single. This is a great battle. Potter's going to lose that spot, I think, but we've seen Potter work. He's been on the outside before.
Yeah, this is where it's just going to be the same thing as before, especially with the fresh tires right now, is see if you can get that outside to roll just a little better, pin down the car on the bottom, and just get a good launch on exit.
He was side by side with so many laps with Luke Logan. Of course, in that instance, Allen was on the outside, pinning the 18 down low. Now the 18 is trying to return the favor to Sean Single. Blasco is able to get ahead of Hammett. Hammett seeing a little bit of the red mist. If you're a poker player, he'd be on tilt after his issues. He's falling back. What do you got, Parker?
I saw Sean just send it into the corner and just clear Potter right there. That was an impressive move.
So Single gets that spot, locks into fourth.
As you see Connor get to the outside wall there, it's going to slow him up, and Hammett's really going to get on his tail there. Oh, and Hammett's going to get tight on the entry. That's one thing when you're in a line of cars there. You got a car that you're right behind, and that car in front of you hits the wall, and you're trying to follow him, and you are likely to hit it too.
Hammett on
trying to go to the bottom. No, he backed right out of it.
Connor wants that spot back. Let's jump up to the battle for third. And I tell you, I've been watching Terrio, and every once in a while, we're racing in Tennessee, so every once in a while his car takes off to Kentucky. I don't know my geography. I think those states are next to each other.
Yeah, that's probably him just... Yeah, he probably sails it in there on speed, like really fast, hits the brake last second, and it just gets tight and drifts up the track.
We like to keep it even here and keep it even-handed in the booth, but you can't have a little bit of your heartstrings tugged for your late race leader, James Bone Skelton. Skelton has been fast all season and has had horrible luck. And with the rules package, he can get that all up. Yeah, he gets a win. He wipes all the nonsense away, and he gets into the playoffs.
Yeah, it's just been a mixture of mistakes and just, bad timing on things from, speeding on pit road or missing your pit entry or it just, you name it, he's done it this season. So I know he'll be ecstatic if he can pull this one off.
Director, let's look at a car 62, Ethan the Mountain Troutman in 8th position. We haven't heard a lot from him. He's a talented driver. We got to know him a season ago in the Thursday night Red Light Racing League Series, where he finished in the runner-up position in the standings, so certainly has the talent to race with these guys. Right now on the back of Blasco.
Yeah, he's definitely got plenty of talent. Just some tracks he seems to figure out a little better than this one. I mean, he is doing better with this one right now, so he's definitely not out of it, but he's just running out of laps.
Josh, you race in a lot of cars. You do these. How much does the car... You wonder if maybe, when we're talking, this comes to mind thinking about Troutman, who's so good in a modified car choice, or the car that how comfortable you are in the car makes a big difference, does it not?
Oh, absolutely. Every car is going to drive different, the way it handles, everything like that. And some of them just fit your style better. Like me last night, just in the practice with these O'Reilly cars, I was not having it for whatever reason. But, you get me in another car on this track, and I'm halfway decent, and it feels a lot better. Some of it might but just be the fixed setup that they're running. Sometimes they cater to someone's driving style a little better. It definitely could play a factor into it, too.
Two things I like about the series. It's a fixed setup, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's the iRacing setup, correct? There's nobody out there tinkering on a setup that works for them, correct?
For this series, it is the iRacing fixed setup. The only thing that is adjusted is the fuel load.
Got it. I think that's fair. Even though sometimes the drivers will hate the iRacing setup, at least everyone's playing on a level playing field. Sometimes series will have a guy who, it's a fixed setup series, but they have somebody who's designing the setup, and it's been my experience that who's ever in charge of doing the design for the setup tends to be really good in that car. Because they set it up for themselves. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Well, things have settled down here a little bit. We're on lap 104.
Yeah, I think at this point, a lot of the guys might know what they have, and they're just kind of riding it out, especially if they're towards the back, just trying to I know some of these guys are probably like, is this thing over yet? Because they're going to be tired. This car and the way this was, even me just doing the practice race, which was half the distance last night, I was worn out by the end of it. So I can only imagine with double the distance tonight.
If you don't have your snack, you might want to go get it now because it's just 10 laps. I know you don't want to miss boogie time because that's coming up soon. We get so many comments here in the VGN social media about how much they enjoy boogie time and they get upset when we miss it. We do our best to catch it when we can. Looking for some drivers that haven't got a lot of love. How about we talk about Jeff Lemire, racing in 13th position, up a spot from where he started, all by himself right now. I spent all week practicing his name. I want to make sure I get credit for doing my homework.
Well, as you see him get sideways there, doing definitely a good job in keeping that under him. Yeah, you can see he's getting a little tight.
How about one position up? We haven't given a lot of love to Ryan O'Donnell. Up a position from where he started, racing in 12th. And then this is an important driver. Car number 3, he's very close to the bubble. We're talking about Tony Strano. I think an 11th will help him get inside that number.
Yeah, but he's probably looking at those cars in front of him, seeing Sousa's trying to fight with Alan there. It's like, go ahead and fight, you two. Just bring you guys back to me.
Boy, when it comes to getting the most fun for your miles, it's got to go to Luke Logan Allen. He's been in the battle a lot. Sousa was behind. Yeah, Sousa was back watching that battle that he had with Potter. And now he's going to try to dip underneath there. I'll say one thing for Luke. He doesn't close the door. He leaves it open. He likes the top.
Yeah, you can definitely tell he feels more comfortable that way because he's not letting anybody get to his outside.
Not at all. They're coming up. Car down low in front of him is Bruce Potter. You may see it on your screen. He had a little bit of an off. They continue to race side by side. We'll stay on this a bit.
Yeah, the difference you're seeing in this one is you're not seeing Luke kind of get sideways all the time like he was before. Now he's got fresher tires. He can definitely get the throttle down a little better. Not by much, but a little better to at least get a good launch. Well, what you're seeing Sousa do there is he's staying lower and able to stick the car down. So he's actually going, across a little faster, and he might be able to clear Luke here. No, Luke sends it back into the corner hard that time, but Sousa might get the launch off here.
Working lap number 115. Of course, my director's listening to me. Coming across the line, starting lap number 116. If you're thinking about winning, get the mirror ball spinning. Grip the groove. Make your move. Put on your dancing shoes. Go out on the floor. Give them some more. It's time to boogie. Now let's see who can listen to the dance music there and get going. Zach Mitchell, it's time to get going. Hey, boogie time for Trent Potter. On the inside of Sean Single.
I was going to say, I thought he heard you there.
There you go, so no.
Oh, I see Sean sliding right up the track. You saw the rear end just slide up, and he had to go up and catch it.
Trent. Saturday Night Fever. Potter gets the position. Oh, no!
Oh, Sean's going to get sideways out of the corner there. He's going to come back up the track. Oh, and he goes back to the inside.
A tank slapper. Is that going to bring out the caution? He's pointing the wrong direction on the track. And the caution comes out. Who got him? Oh, it was...
That was him by himself, I think. Oh, no. Yeah, his teammate Hammett.
Well, maybe he got a little loose in front of Hammett, and Hammett misjudged the closing speed.
I think he was trying to get a crossover on Trent there, and Hammett was just too close at that point. Though, to be honest with you, that is a great save by Sean to keep that off both the outside and inside walls and not up in front of anybody else.
Are there tires available for people if they want to come in? I guess there are, because here comes Zach Mitchell.
There are.
Oh, my goodness. Open up your encyclopedia, look at the definition for sitting duck. You'll see James Bone Skelton. Maybe not, though. Some guys stay out.
This could be the mistake of the night that he needed to not do. As I said earlier, it didn't seem like tire wear was much, but it was clear on the track that fresh tires were going to be a lot faster. And I'm surprised because James was in that practice last night that he actually didn't pit there, and he might be a little angry at himself right now, but who knows, it could pay off here.
The top four stay out. Skelton, Trent Potter, Connor Blasco, Ethan Troutman. They've got 38 laps on those tires. Zach Mitchell was in the box for 33 seconds. I think that's a 4-tire change. I think that's about the same time that a normal stop was. 33 seconds on pit lane, 14 seconds in the box. I think Mitchell has 4 fresh tires.
Yeah, the issue is Mitchell going to be able to use them with 2 rows of cars with old tires? If they stay side by side, it's going to be very hard to make passes. However, I say that with Zach being a rather aggressive guy. If there is a hole, I expect him to fill it, and we're probably going to see that.
We'll go green on lap 124.
And don't forget about Max on the outside of Mitchell there. He will definitely show a nose, too, if he has to.
This is the highest Trent Potter has been all race. Our spotlighted driver, Connor Blasco. Well, making my partner happy right now. 5.5, he's racing in third. The front 4 have old tires. Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug makes you want to holler, hi to, oh, we go green. The old tires are rolling.
See, Blasco got a little sideways with a tire spin on that restart, but Skelton got with a great launch, and he's gotten away.
Oh, I'm in such a hurry as the number 8, but you'll just have to wait. Zach Mitchell nowhere to go. He's loose. And now it's 3 wide behind him. That's wonderful news for the guys in front. Mitchell gets down low. 3 wide hopes for Hammett, but he's going to wait. Blasco leaves the door open underneath. That's going to be see you later. No, they get together behind him. It's a big fiasco. Sliding like a toboggan is Jeffrey Souza. And how will iRacing score it when the dust settles? Coming into pit lane, Connor Blasco and Trent Potter, as if they knew there'd be another caution. Race is over. I missed the call on that. I apologize. My goodness. James Skelton gets the win. I thought we were going 135. We were not. He gets the win. James Skelton.
Yeah, he got really lucky there with that great, well, not lucky, great job on the launch, and then just really lucky with those guys with the fresh tires getting stacked up behind him. So it worked perfect for him. I was really nervous about that because those fresh tires were coming if they got the opportunity.
The race is over, which is news to your lead commentator, but the broadcast is not. We'll take a short break. We'll come back, run down the entire finishing order, talk to some of the drivers before we put a lock on the gate. You're watching the Virtual Grip Network. Welcome back to the Nashville Fairgrounds of the Virtual Grip Network's live as it happens 6-round coverage of the Red Light Racing League Scrambler Series. It's season 21. The results are in. Let's give them to you now. Well, there you have it. The good news is I have an appointment with my psychologist tomorrow, and she's going to up my senility medicine, so I'll know when the end of the race actually is coming. A guy who was happy to see the end of the race as he finished the green-white checker is James Bones Skelton. He leads all 125 laps to pick up the win and get themselves locked into the playoffs. Trent Potter had an impressive run, up 9 positions. He'll have to settle for 9. Our spotlighted driver was Connor Blasco. They set it at 5.5. He gets the under. My partner is correct again because we are optimistic here in BGN as he gets a third-place finish. Zach Mitchell and Chris Hammett go 4th and 5th. Rounding out the back half of your top 10, it's Ethan the Mountain Troutman with Max Terrio behind him. Jeffrey Souza. Luke Logan Allen had a lot of fun this race. He'll get what would be a 9th position finish. Then Ryan Oldani, a quiet top 10. Partner?
And 11th is going to be Tony Serrano. 12th is Sean Single. 13th is Jeff Lemire. 14th is Bruce Potter. 15th, Jason Wells. 16th, Bill Benedict. 17th, Ken Allen. 18th, Devin Visna. And 19th, Tim Combs.
All right, with that said, we'll bring in our race winner, James Skelton. We'll talk to him. James is soup in the booth. You got me?
I got a copy.
All right. One of the storylines all season long is how many ways can James Skelton find to lose a race? And we thought for a minute we found another one there with that last-second yellow caution and guys coming in for tires. Were you worried?
At first, yes. And then once I saw that I had a buffer, but the thing I was talking to my teammate Trent about is it takes about 2 or 3 laps to get temperature in the tires to actually get it to turn the way you want. It's really, really loose on that first lap. So even though that, we were on a detriment on our tires, I thought as long as we got through the gears, that was the whole goal. It's just don't spin the tires through the gears and get to turn 1. I thought we were going to be okay.
Josh
Buckley. Was I nervous? Oh, heck yes.
Yeah. Josh Buckley is my partner in the booth, and he said the exact same thing, that a few more laps might have made the difference there. Those cold tires didn't come in. That was nice. You were out front. You're just minding the gap the whole time. Any issues?
No, I guess the only issue was first it was, Hammett, was just there every time. So I'm trying to manage my tires because the car's going to get loose on the long run. And I think I ran a little bit lower than most guys. So that kind of hurt my exit a little bit, but it helped me keep the rears under the car for a long run. And then, on the second and third stint, Zach was there for the first, 30 laps where I was like, golly, man, is he, could he not go away? And then finally, I started putting a gap on him on that second and third stint. And then we get a caution every time. So I'm like, man, it's just not meant to be this season. So I'm so thankful because, I've never been in this part of the standings for so long where I've just made dumb mistakes after dumb mistakes. So to finally get the win, but man, this is a relief.
And just to put a little frosting on the cake, 2 perfect pit stops.
100%. Gee Louise. Pitting has been my, nemesis for 4 races in a row.
Yep. Indeed. Hey, congratulations on the win. Well done. You got yourself into the playoffs. We'll see you down the road.
Yeah, man, I definitely appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming on board this season. I'll definitely check the broadcast out. And once again, thank you for everybody.
All right, James Skelton. Bones picks up the win here in round number 6. Partner, who you get to talk to?
Finishing in second place again will be Trent Potter. There seems to be a little bit of a trend going on here. Trent, what do you think?
Oh, man, it is. I tell you, I'm pretty ecstatic for tonight for second. It's first race here. Just bought the track like Thursday. My son had T-ball game tonight, baseball season starting up, so I went to the game, or come home, I registered my session, went to the game, I come in with 2 minutes qualified, and just kind of tried to take it easy for a little bit.
Wow, that's actually really impressive. It definitely showed a lot of speed. One thing I did see you a lot, were you preferring to, when you were trying to pass someone, to do it on the bottom or the top? Because I saw you on the bottom a lot, especially when you were fighting Luke there for what seemed like forever.
Yeah, that battle with Luke was fun. I tried to not crowd him up too much, and I just couldn't get the power down like I needed to pass him as good as the tires were. And but yeah, I definitely kind of preferred the bottom, drift up just a little bit, and get a good turn off and go.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to say definitely a great run to go all the way up to second place tonight. I definitely, I didn't think you were going to have something for James there, especially on that late restart. But for you to finish second, and it was definitely a lot of hard driving on your end. So with that, anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, thank you guys putting on the league and all the admins, VGN for broadcasting the race, and Checkered Flag Auto Supply. And I'd like to thank my teammate, and congratulations to him for finally getting one together, getting a win. And I'd like to thank my wife, Gabby.
All right, and there you have it, finishing 1-2, the teammates of James Skelton and Trent Potter. Soup, who do you got for third?
I get to talk to the man we've been waiting to talk to for a long time. This is a long time coming. We get to talk to Connor Blasco. Connor, every race we put the spotlight on a particular driver. We give an over-under number. You were the driver this time. They put the number at 5.5. We were thinking a top 5 finish for you. My partner was optimistic. He went with it. Well done. Third place finish.
Oh, man. I appreciate it, guys. I was waiting for you guys to pick me. I was waiting for it. Oh, man.
Let's talk about staying out at the end. Any doubts? Any thoughts for coming in for tires at the end?
You know, I was really thinking about it. I had 2 right side tires checked when the caution came out, and I was seriously thinking about it. But then I saw Zach and I saw Max and about 2 other guys in front of me pit. I said, nope, I'm gonna try to get some points here. So I figured starting on the inside behind James would be safe enough to at least score top 5. So that's what I went with, and it ended up working out.
It was fun. We like to put the spotlight on a driver, especially when he has a good night. You work your way through the field. Whenever we get to talk to you for the first time, we want to know a little bit about you. Where do you hail from? What do you do? And what's your life? Are you married or single? What's the story?
So I am a recently 22-year-old Youngstown State University college student. Living in Youngstown, born and raised. Currently single, on the market.
Okay.
So I got into this whole iRacing deal about a little over a year and a half ago. The way I did it is a little bit interesting. You know, I've been a race fan all my life, and you know, I've been studying a little bit with the whole, you know, virtual racing stuff. And I said, freshman year of college, I said, man, you know, I would love to try this. You know, I want to try this. So I went to the people at Youngstown State. I said, you know, would I be able to do this for you guys? Can I represent you, YSU, for, say, the collegiate level, you know, the eNASCAR Collegiate Series? And they said, you know, well, sure, but you got to have a club. So I ended up making a eSports club at YSU. And, you know, ever since, you know, they gave me, I shouldn't say gave me, but pretty much gifted me a Moza R5 wheel set. So I got the wheel, the wheelbase, the pedals, all for YSU. Now I do have to give it back, but you know, I've been using it pretty much every day for the past year and a half. Furthermore, the reason I got into this league was, and I got to shout out James Skelton here. He found me in what was it? It was a Xfinity New Texas Xfinity race. He was in it. I was in it. I think I ran 4th. And he messaged me randomly after the race. He was like, hey, would you be interested in joining this league? And I said, I don't really do, Paleys, but I give it a try. Buckley remembers this. I ran a couple of the recruiter races. I should have won that Phoenix race when I first ran, but ran a couple of the recruitment races, and I decided to join. And, this is my second season, and this is by far the cleanest league that I run. So I appreciate every driver here for welcoming me in and racing me clean.
It's fun to watch you race. I'm going to get you out of here on this quick question. What's the Youngstown College mascot?
We are the Youngstown State Penguins.
Oh, what a great mascot! The fighting Penguins. Hey, congratulations on the third place finish, man. Let's see if we can get you a win before the season's over. Well done. Great interview.
Hey, man, I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Okay, let's get a penguin on the paint scheme, man. All right, that's going to do it for us. That was a great interview. I know we went a little bit long, but I was enjoying hearing the story. That's quite a tale. Hey, those are the races coming up. Find one you like. Atlanta, Lanier, Phillip Island. Forget the other ones. Watch that one. That'll be fun. Nashville, New Smyrna, and then another one at New Smyrna. We should not do the same one. We should go to New Smyrna and then go to Old Smyrna just to change it up a bit. On behalf of all the little faces you see on the screen right now, we hope you enjoyed the broadcast. If not, we'll try to do better next time. Until then, have fun storming the castle.